Before we discuss fraud on the minority, we need to understand that majority shareholders are not fiduciaries, nor do they owe any fiduciary duties to the company or to minority shareholders. This means they may vote as they please and to further their own interests. Fraud on the minority doctrine is an equitable limitation which prevents the oppressive exercise of majority powers where it would result in a gain that does not properly relate to the purpose of that power. For example, Harry and Polly are majority shareholders, each holding 33% shares each and 66% altogether. Although this means they have lots of power in passing board resolutions, they cannot suddenly pass a resolution stating that Johnny, who only holds 33% of shares by himself, must surrender his shares to each of them. This would be fraud on the minority. Another example comes from Cook v. Deeks. Here, directors diverted a corporate opportunity away from the company and into another entity they controlled. They then used their majority voting power to ratify their own conduct. The court held this was a fraud on the minority because the majority used their votes to benefit themselves at the company's expense. One key context where this doctrine arises is in alterations to the company constitution. While a constitution can be altered by special resolution, that power must still be exercised properly and in good faith. Importantly, not every disadvantage to the minority is enough. There must be something improper about the purpose or effect. The most important scenario is where the alteration involves expropriation of minority shares. Expropriation in this context is the compulsory acquisition of shares. In Gambotto versus WCP, the High Court held that expropriation of minority shares does not result in fraud on the minority if the majority can prove both that the expropriation is, 1, for a proper purpose, and 2, it does not operate oppressively on the minority. What is a proper purpose? The definition of a proper purpose is narrow. It might include protecting the company from serious harm or complying with a regulatory requirement. But it does not include eliminating minority shareholders for convenience or increasing the majority's control for personal gain. Finally, even if the purpose is proper, the process must be fair. This includes full disclosure to shareholders and the proper valuation of shares, sold at a fair price, generally not below market value. So, while majority shareholders have broad voting power, it is not unlimited. Where that power is used to secure personal gain or to unfairly prejudice the minority, the court may step in and treat it as a fraud on the minority.